Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're interested in learning how to recreate my everyday makeup routine, then just keep on watching. So to start, we're going to be moisturizing our face. If you have dry skin like me, you're going to want to moisturize just so your face isn't like kind of crusty. You just want a nice even layer all over your face. You can kind of bring it down your neck because that's also where your foundation will go. Okay, and then we're ready to get started. I use the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation. You're just going to apply it kind of in a line on your cheekbones, your chin, your nose, and all over your forehead. You can just grab a foundation brush, and then we're just going to blend in our foundation. And just be sure to bring it down your neck because you don't want a line of foundation. So now that foundation is on, we can move on to concealer. I use the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Vanilla. And we're just going to highlight our nose, under the eyes. It's kind of like a little upside down triangle under the eyes. Our forehead, and our chin. You can go back in with your foundation brush and then just kind of blend it in. So I'm going to go back in and kind of spot conceal. Most of my acne is on my forehead, so I'm just kind of going to dot it on. I do have a few pimples in my eyebrows too, so I'm just going to conceal those as well. Now with concealer over a blemish, you're going to want to pat it in opposed to kind of buffing or blending it in because you want the concealer to stay where you put it. So next I'm going to be setting the face. I'm going to be using my NARS Translucent Powder. And I've heard a lot of people saying that they don't set their face after putting on foundation. I think that's kind of weird. Like if you put foundation on, as soon as you touch it or you start to sweat, it's going to move and you're going to pick it up on your finger. So you just kind of want to sandwich it in. So I'm just going to pick it up on a big fluffy brush and tap off all the extra. There will be a lot. And we're just going to set. Next we're going to move on to contour. I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm going to be using this middle color right here. And I'm going to be contouring my cheekbones and my forehead. Also contour our jawline a bit. Premiumbead.com. Like so. To grab a brush, kind of like a flat brush, and I'm going to go into one of the lighter shades. And we're just going to go right underneath the contour. You can just kind of blend it out after. I find that it helps if you use the light shade underneath to just kind of blend the contour in. Next, I'm going to be going with blush. I'm going to be using my Sephora, kind of like a corally blush in the shade Sweet On You. And we're just going to be applying that to the apples of our cheeks. So my eyebrows kind of feel a bit naked, so I'm going to be filling them in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Eyebrow Powder. I'm just going to be using this brush right here to kind of like spoolie and disperse the product. I'm going to be moving on to the eyes. So to start, I'm going to be priming my eyes with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. You just want to blend it from the lid up to the brow bone. So to set the primer we just put on, I'm going to be going into the shade right here called Heaven. And we're just going to be applying that all over the lid. To build up our crease, I'm going to be going into the shade right here called Nudie. And we're just going to be applying that to the outer V as well as kind of windshield wipering it into the crease. Because I'm going to be using this kind of fluffy brush with no product on it, and I'm using that to blend out all of the eyeshadow. So going back in with this brush, I'm going to be going into the shade Makeup and Chill, and I'm just going to be focusing that on the outer side of our eye, just to kind of deepen it, but we don't want to bring that in. Going back in with a fluffy brush. And then lastly, I'm going to be going into the shade Chocolate Martini right here, and then also applying that to the outside. So I know it's kind of a big no-no to apply a shimmery color into the crease, especially if you have hooded eyes like myself, but this is makeup and there are no rules. So to create a kind of fake cut crease, we're going to be going back in with our concealer and we're going to be applying that to the lid. I'm just going to be blending those out with my finger. I'm just going to be taking a packing brush and we're going to be going into the shade Honey Pot. And we're going to be applying that everywhere that we just put the concealer. And lastly, for a bit of extra sparkle, I'm going to be going into the shade Fairy Tale with my finger, and we're just going to be applying that right over top of the shade Honey Pot. So a little trick that I like to use is I like to use a cream colored eyeliner pencil to just kind of make your eyes pop. We're just going to apply that in the bottom waterline. Next, we're moving on to eyeliner. I like to use the Hard Candy Walk the Line liquid liner, and we're just going to be applying that straight to the lash line. Next, we're moving on to mascara. This is my all-time favorite drugstore mascara. It's Kitty Cat Eye by CoverGirl. We'll be applying that to the upper and bottom lashes. So I'm going to be applying my falsies off camera and I will be right back. My lashes are on and I'm back, so next I'm going to be highlighting. I'm going to be using my Becca highlighter in the shade Champagne Pop. So what I like to do is I like to just take my finger, kind of swirl it around, and I'm just going to apply that directly on the tip of my nose. So I almost forgot about my brow bone highlight. So for that, I'm going to be using my Becca highlighter in the shade Moonstone. And here, very pretty white. So next, I'm going to be going in with my liquid lipstick. I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty liquid matte lipstick in the shade Bombshell. So this is kind of weird, but to avoid getting any lipstick on your teeth, you're just going to take your finger and do that. So all that product there could have gotten on your teeth. Finally, to complete the look, we're just going to be setting our face with some setting spray. And that completes the look. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Move on to concealer. I use the foundation is done. Stop looking at me. I'm gonna try that. Oh God. Okay. Sephora. I'm feeling it. Look at that highlight. This Becca. And lastly, not lastly,